Stuff is expensive. It's easy to accumulate, and when you have too much, it just sits there and collects dust and your money is gone. Something that I've learned over the years is you do still need the basics to survive: food, housing, transportation, and you should also buy things that you like. You don't want to make your life completely miserable. But just buying something because everyone else has it to fill a void did nothing for me, but destroy my finances and make me depressed because I just had too much stuff in my house. I'm not a minimalist by any means, and you might think I sound hypocritical because I do advertise or promote items on my channel, but I only recommend these because I actually like and use them. And I want you to as well. If you won't use it, you shouldn't buy it. I've changed my mindset actually over the past few years, from prioritizing physical objects that I own to the places I go and the activities that I partake in. And yes, obviously activities and trips can have very hefty price tags on them as well. But the difference is these purchases are meaningful and they're not just sitting in my house taking up space. So for context, as a child, we were lower middle class. I wasn't starving by any means, but I was still told no all the time, that I couldn't have things just because we couldn't afford it. And this upset me because I really wanted to have name brand things. You know, like all the popular kids in school, you know, the Uggs, whatever was cool in the early 2000s. So as I grew up and started to make my own money, I created this mindset that I could have all of these new things because now I was the one in control. And this was very, very bad. I bought tons of things that I didn't need because I was trying to be cool and, you know, keep up with the Joneses. I wanted to look like $1 million, even though I had nowhere near $1 million. And I was probably barely making $1,000 a month at this point in my life. From there, I developed a mild shopping addiction and got myself into some issues that took myself quite a while to dig myself out of. I was also very passionate about traveling, if you haven't noticed the whole theme of this channel, ever since I had done my foreign exchange. So I was trying to balance paying off all of the stuff while funding what actually made me happy. So I was spending cash and credit on trips that I honestly didn't really have the means to do. And it took me far too long to realize all the things that I bought, probably 90% of them was just crap that I saw an ad for and had an emotional reaction to and hit buy. So it was completely based on emotion and zero logic. I didn't have any actual money for the things that were truly important to me. Because of this, I actually missed out on a lot of experiences because I couldn't afford it. I spent a few years paying everything off, and I have a normal job living in an expensive city, so I'm not exactly rolling in cash. I have done multiple declutters. Even here on my own channel, back when I was still trying to figure out what I was doing with it, I have a few of them filmed. If you want to get some inspiration, I'll link them for you just in case you're interested. But I went ahead and I listed everything online, like on eBay, because to me that is just the simplest way to do it. Just trying to make back some of that money. So that's the backstory. But what did I learn? So I won't try to tell you that I am an expert because I'm still learning, and I'm learning and growing every day because this is a complete mindset shift. And I am still working on clearing things out of my house. I still have bags of things that I have listed that I am trying to sell. So it is a constant sitting reminder of the mistakes that I made. And it's also very hard to get rid of things because you create these like artificial attachments to items that because you spent money on it that you shouldn't get rid of it, and it's a mess. Even though it would truly improve your life to get rid of said crap. I love to create these what if situations. And honestly, when I have to ask those like, oh, but what if this happens? That's typically when I go, okay, then I need to get rid of it. I also really like to use the Marie Kondo, Condor, I think that's an actress. I believe it's Marie Kondo. Her method of, does it spark joy? If not, get rid of it. That's something that's been extremely helpful to me. If I don't think instantaneously like, yes, this makes me happy, then I get rid of it. It goes in the get rid of or sell pile. And of course, I do use this with a grain of salt. I'm not gonna go through my kitchen and be like, wow, this spoon makes me so happy, because that's very unlikely to be accurate. Obviously, there's basic things like that that you still need, but it could be helpful to get rid of duplicates that you're not using. So starting on this new journey was an extremely tough thing for me to do, and it really feels as if a huge burden has been honestly lifted from my shoulders. It was truly a rewiring of my brain, and it's a daunting task that was really uncomfortable. In fact, even talking about it right now. It's not easy, but I do think it's an important story for me to share. So my money is no longer being tied up in places that it shouldn't be, like going to banks and paying interest fees that I never should have ever had to worry about in the first place. Now I can actually save money and put them into my high yield savings accounts so that I can build up an emergency fund and build up my travel savings account, because those things are very important to me. So being able to transition those funds has made a world of a difference. I don't have any guilt anymore of being able to go out for dinner, buy a ticket to a Broadway show. I would never have learned how to roll sushi if I hadn't taken a silly little sushi class. And these are experiences that beforehand I couldn't do. It was not in the budget. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't have a budget, which is part of how I got myself into the mess. But these are precious memories that are important and worth, honestly, to me, every penny. I do still buy clothes, obviously, and other items, but I'm trying to be a lot more careful and buy things with a lot more intent. Only when things are going to break, they need to be replaced because something's running out. That's typically when I try to replace those items, not just because I see some fun sale. So here's my idea, kind of like a little thought. Would I rather spend $2,000 in a year on clothes that I thought were just cute? Or would I rather put that money towards visiting Japan, which I've always dreamed of doing? I'm picking Japan. What are the takeaways? Because what I really want you to take away from this message and this video in general is that you are not stuck in whatever situation that you are in. If something is important to you, but something else is holding you back, you need to figure out what that thing is and cut it out or minimize it to the best of your ability to make progress to your goals. You can change your priorities and let go of those burdens. I'm not saying it's easy. It is absolutely a mind game, and every situation has its hurdles. In my specific case, my overaccumulation of objects led to a lot of financial hardship, which prevented me from going to weddings, dinners out, shows, taking trips, or other experiences that would have made memories that are honestly worth their weight in gold. And I'm not making that mistake again. My main thing, I guess, that I am trying to say post takeaway is that because of this mindset switch, I'm now able to take and plan way more trips because I'm not burdening myself with the unnecessary crap that I just didn't need, and I wasted so much time, energy, and money on things that didn't matter. And no matter what your situation is, you need to focus on the things that matter to you and work towards your goal. It's not easy, and it could take a brain rewiring, and I'll speak from experience, it sucks, but that's life. So I hope you found this video helpful, and as a reminder, yes, I do recommend products on this channel, but I'm only recommending them because I like them, I use them, and I want them to be used and be helpful to you. And if they're not, that's okay. You can just not buy them. And please don't buy them if they will cause some sort of hardship to you. I would never want that. So please consider giving this video a like. I know it was a little different than my regular content, and please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. It helps me out and is completely free. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Slow down, hold on tight now. It's okay to meet me at the front line. I've got cold feet, winter drives me wild.